Eternal Father, loving God, creator of everything, we invite your presence upon our meeting this evening. May we find during our time together a common good, a greater purpose, and many productive means to bring glory to you. Lord, help us to be a blessing in the way we speak and act. Let everything we discuss here be in alignment with your word. And may we speak with humility as we each make our presentation. Help us to be willing to act upon the workable solutions people give us. We give you thanks for the callings on our lives, and we thank you for remembering Montserrat and the mercies shown in preserving us. Bless us now, I pray, honoring your holy name. Amen.
Oh, Montserrat, dear motherland, your children raise your standard high in toil and tears to serve you well, a crowning jewel from God's hand. Oh, Montserrat, by nature blessed, to you your children sing. Come, well of all, come, friend of all, to you your people cling.
Thank you very much. Yeah, good evening once again, and welcome to this our another rally, the United Alliance. Buenas noches, mi amigos. Buenas noches, bienvenidos. We're gonna ask Cudjoe to be in Austin to join me tonight. Cudjoe. Come, you walk with me in the meantime. Yes, tonight, Cudjoe will be hosting this evening's event. Cudjoe, welcome.
I like how you said that. I'm glad you have addressed the Spanish community because I don't speak Spanish. Buenos what? No. I got it. Boy, I still may have to come by you more often. I need to learn the language. It sounds sweet, eh? Oh boy, buenos noches. Wow. How are y'all doing? Let me say welcome, welcome, welcome to Cudjoe Head. Tonight, we have 7 speakers who are going to come and not only tell you about the problems that we know you have, but also how we're going to solve the problems. Our leader, who have been solving problems all his life, retired and had to be called back out to solve problems again. Because we put some people who we thought could have kept this country going after he left. And we're on a downward spiral. Montserrat is crying out for leadership with experience. Montserrat is crying out for a direction of prosperity. And I know, not believe, I know that Reuben T Meade, with his team that he's assembled, can bring this country back from the precipice that MCAP and PDM have it right now. And let me tell you something. They're spreading all kind of rumors about him. But you know better. Because he have never passed a law against CARICOM nationals, whether Spanish, Jamaican, Guyanese, to send you anywhere, to send you home and put pressure on you. Never. When Reuben T Meade was in power, money was flowing like rain. People were making money. Cost of living wasn't that high. He was on the verge of building a town, giving us a good port, hotel. He had all those plans. They were there. Investors were here with their money in the bank already. And then Romeo come and lock down the country, say corrupt. Lock it down and turn everything backwards. But we're not going to talk about them. I'm going to bring the first speaker. I am going to bring the first speaker to tell you what plans this government in waiting have for Montserrat. So without further ado, welcome this young man. Welcome this young man. Jenzel Skerritt. Give him a warm welcome as he comes to address you.
I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon, and I've done my best, so everything's alright inside. Oh, every morning.
Good evening, Cudjoe Head, Banks, Nixon, Bazis, Judy Peace, and Bazzi. Once again, this is Jenzel Skerritt again, speaking to the good people here and telling you about the plans the United Alliance have for you. But there's some rich history in Cudjoe Head. When I come to this area, I feel like I'm back home. Because Cudjoe Head is home of the Renegades, and if anybody know anything about Renegades, they deal with championships and winning. They also deal with the Pit Bulls. A lot of persons don't know about the Pit Bulls Club, but also that team was a championship team and had a lot of caliber. How could I come to Cudjoe Head and not talk about people like Renford Gibbons, one of the first Montserratians who came out of this area and got a basketball scholarship and lifted up the community. And in that line of legacy came Wendell Allen several years later, the next one out of the Allen family to get a scholarship. I'm telling you this evening that this United Alliance, myself, my fellow candidates, and our leader, Reuben T Meade, pledge to make sure other residents in this community and across Montserrat, be it from Salem to St. Peter's, all the way over to Lookout, will also receive opportunities in sports. Whatever sporting discipline that they choose to follow, we will find the areas for supporting them, be it financially, through coaching, and ensure their facilities are up to a fantastic standard. Yes? I want to tell you a little bit about the plans we have for you as it relates to cost of living. Ironically, this morning, I heard a certain political party on the radio speaking about cost of living. They've been in power for 5 years. And I am saying that this United Alliance party has already sat together and made some plans for you, the people of Montserrat, so that your food costs can go down. Some of the easy, quick wins that we're going to do, some of these lands in Dire Peace and Cudjoe Head, we're going to reestablish the farming roads. It's not only in Duck Pond that roads need to be going, and in the Baker Hill area in Blake's. We're going to put some roads for the agricultural land right here in Cudjoe Head and the Dire Peace area. You have homes in Cudjoe Head as well, ladies and gentlemen, that persons are saying, look, we want to build back these homes, fix these homes in the Cudjoe Head area. Several persons have migrated due to no fault of their own. Probably they couldn't get decent work, and therefore they would like to fix their homes. We are saying that with all these contractors in the area, be it people like Jap, my good friend Clifford West across the gut, and others who have a wide range of skill sets, we will provide avenues for persons to finance their home, rebuilding activities, the additions, and the renovations right here in Cudjoe Head. But look, ladies and gentlemen, it's a long night, and I expect for you to be engaged. So first of all, let me hear all those who are here to see UA. Say United Alliance all the way. UA all the way. UA all the way. For those who want to believe that we have the best leader of all the teams, say Reuben T Meade. All right. I want to say a special good night to those watching online, because you too believe that this party is the only hope for Montserrat. And we're not just a party of hope. We are a party of purpose. We believe that the people, not only in Cudjoe Head but across the lands, they need the basic care, access to their roads, My background is land economics, valuation, and surveying. And Cudjoe is along this perfect financial district we have here in Braids. And I am saying that we see the value in your lands, and we will help to support those persons who have landlocked issues, who have not yet cleared their right-of-ways. We will provide the access to clear these right-of-ways so you can access your lands. We're not just a party sitting and tumbling our thumbs, waiting in the background to figure out what will be done. I just spoke to a fisherman the other day, and you know what this fisherman told me? Jenzil, oh my goodness, I don't want any government to give me anything, you know. The only thing I want to do is to have work, consistent work. We are saying to these fishermen, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, that we're looking at their factors of, we're looking at rates for gas for fishermen so that they can afford to go out into the waters and get fish and bring them in for the people of Montserrat, because we realize the cost to go out there is inhibitive. In addition to that, we spoke about the fish pot wire. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, right now in Montserrat, the fishermen have to call all the way to Antigua. We are saying as a government, a UA government in power, the fish pot wire for fishermen and fisherfolk will be available. And these are quick fixes because we realize the importance of fish, fresh produce to our island. Providing these necessary materials will also bring down the cost of living. Ladies and gentlemen, it is sad to see where we are 5 years later. I was once a part of a government. I will not call their name. But when I called on the premier, the head of the country on a weekend, he would tell me, young man, I don't speak to people on the weekends. I called the Honorable Reuben T Meade. He was off island to deal with a matter. And just like a snap of a finger, it was fixed. This is the kind of persons that we need to have solutions for our country. It's not just about our own agendas. We don't have a problem to say good night to everyone and hail everyone in the crowd because that's what we've been doing all our lives. No persons are putting on for you, pretending that they like you. This United Alliance Party is for the people of Montserrat, not just the Montserratians, the non-nationals, and all those who want to reside and love Montserrat. So as you hear me across the hillside, remember one thing. United Alliance is the party to vote for on October 24th. This is not a play team. Look at these candidates. Their whole life is about serving people. And on October 24th, we need you, the people, to give them the endorsement. People around pretending as if they care about cost of living. How could you care about cost of living when you have a business providing food and we haven't seen any incentives to make food go down? Are we talking the truth? Ask anybody on the street, and sometimes when you talk to the people in the ministries, they're telling you, we're not voting for that minister there, no, because he don't talk to us. These people here, look at their faces. For the last 5 years, we've been on the ground, speaking to you, carrying concerns. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that this party, United Alliance, is the party for you. And tell your friends, and tell your family that we're not hiding. We're not going to take any back talk and joking from these other political groupings because we know what they're about and we know what they stand for. Just this evening, I was walking on the road and a man told me, Jenzil, do you know the last time I was able to send some money for my children overseas is when RTM was in power. I was having actual work. I eat in hand to mouth. And the Red Party give all the power to the governor. And now this other party, they're giving more power to the governor. Well, the governor has to do their job, and the government has to do their job. But we have to work together for these, the people of Montserrat. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, as I stand here, I can tell you that the cost of living is choking a lot of people. The passive incomes are not coming. The disposable incomes are non-existent. But as you hear from my fellow candidates and my leader coming up shortly, further plans that will put more money in your pocket. I want to say thanks thus far for coming so far, and those listening online, stay tuned. Remember, October 24th, vote for United Alliance, vote for Jenzel Skerritt, and we're going to say UA all the way. 1, 2, 3, UA all the way, UA all the way, UA all the way. I thank you, I thank you, and I thank you.
Only him know how we get through every day. Only I can price. I'm a leg we have to pay. While our leaders play, all I see people are rip and a rob. I'm a thief with long bag. Love for the people.
Give them a yes. Because you know that the other parties are promising all kind of things that you know not possible. One said they're not going to giggle Piper's pan. Wow. With what? The other say we go bring no cost of living. You in power. Why sit down sometime we decide how we're gonna make it this month. And we have to think. We have loans to pay, we have this murder. So we know your hardship. So this guy that is coming on stage now is coming to give you more solutions to the problems that are facing us in Montserrat. Give him a round of applause. Give him a warm welcome to Dwayne. Dwayne!
Good evening, Cudjoe. Good evening, Cudjoe. I'm going to start off by saying development and progress are journeys.
See greatness manifested in Montserrat and the people. My people, this election is about for this country. We have one more chance to get it right. You have to ask yourself, do you want 5 more years after the last 10 years of a country spinning downwards? I'm asking you a question, my people. Do you want a united alignment economy and put people first again? I'm not hearing you.
Yes.
That's why we need a leadership. And not only a vision, but of Montserrat. My people, action speaks louder than words. The people who proves that they can do for this country is the United Alliance. One of the things that we are going to embark on and put back into perspective is residential tourism. This is an area where a lot of people used to be happy about. When we have houses, people coming in, buying houses, people building houses in the residential areas of Old Town, Alveston, Alsby Hill. These are people who come in
we call them snowbirds at times. They come, they purchase homes. They're here for about 4 or 5 months of the year. They create a lot of employment. They create a lot of employment for the gardeners, the poolmen, the cleaners, the lawnmen, just name it. And this is a field that we're going to embark on, back to residential tourism. We also want to introduce, because we have a problem around St. Patrick's, that we need to improve the number of beds. There would be an SNRO now created to improve some of these homes that you're seeing, some of these homes that have downstairs, that we could help to facilitate, to increase the number of beds. And that's what a United Alliance government is all about. It's all about empowering the people so we can prosper. Residential tourism, you could also speak about a golf course. And we know that residential tourism at a golf course, you could say they have to get married. Because I'm telling you, most of the persons, the expats especially, that comes around here, that's what they want. They want some form of enjoyment, some form of, that you go to, they're at home, they want some place to go, and you know that you could go down, play 9 holes, go back home, and relax. And this is why, a couple of years ago, I was given a task, and I undertook it, not knowing what it would really bring to this country. I had a conversation with the then Frank Edwards, who then said to me, Dwayne, do you know what this golf course or a golf course can do for this country? To him, yes, because I'm old enough and I was around when the other golf course was still there. And he said to me, you need to let the government know. I answered back and I said, well, Mr. Edwards, I think you are the better person. They may listen to you. Although I went down and I tried, lo and behold, the outline of a golf course is there now. And that, I could guarantee you that the United Alliance will build on that effort because it's something good for this country. We need to understand that. No matter how much tourism strategy you look at or you read, in it says, you want a prosperous Montserrat or you want to help tourism in Montserrat, you need to get a golf course. It doesn't take rocket science. My good friend, John Wilson, once said to me, do not let it be too sentimental. And he's the one I have to give thanks to, or one of the persons, because when I started out, John Wilson, I built my first house, and of course, you build your first house, no two ways about it, it would be sentimental. And John came to me and said, Dwayne, do not let it be too sentimental. Do what you need to do. In my head, I couldn't do it. And he came back to me a second time and he said the same thing. And I followed his step. And this is, because of that, I'm thankful for it, because today where I am, I'm being able to do certain things because of the advice from John Wilson. And I said that to say this, that in doing the golf course, we used to have What's on Your Mind. And he used to always be on the radio. And he's speaking about the beachettes and the Elberton subdivisions. And sometimes you could hear the pain in John Wilson's voice. I feel the pain because I understand what residential tourism can do for this island. I know that the Viewpoint Hotel, once I started in that area, automatically the prices of the villas went up at least by 30%. Why? Because people knew exactly what the benefits or what can be derived from having a golf course within close proximity. On the weekend, I had a meeting with a good friend of mine. and it was about investing in Montserrat. He's on island, and he's thinking about a marina. And I said to him, you know, that is part of our plans, is to develop the yachting industry. Because if you go down to Old Roads Bay right as we speak, you see 2 jet skis down there. And they're not there just for fun. I have an idea that when the yachts come, because we're going to erect moorings from Little Bay all the way down to Foxes Bay. We're going to place moorings on in these waters near the beaches. And the moorings are for the yachts to tie up on. Now, when you have the yachts, they could really bring several jobs on shore. Well, my idea, especially in the Old Roads Bay area, is to use the jet skis and go out to the yachts, and you could provide a service, whether they want to get their laundry done, whether they want a pizza. It doesn't matter what they need. That's what the moorings, because what we'll actually have are what you call boat boys going out. So that is providing jobs for someone, not recklessly. And the taxi men, of course, you know, to go. Another thing we're going to provide, I mean, I'm not afraid to really say, because there are certain things that is beyond certain, I wouldn't say people, but what we're going to actually do is to introduce these quad bikes. And there's a trail that goes from Isles Bay over to Foxes Bay. That would be reopened. Through those areas, you can have the quad bikes going, you know, so you have the yachters come ashore, and of course, the facilities would be there to provide these services for these people. Even customs, there'll be a little building equipped with all the needs that would actually facilitate the customs department. And this, my people, is the vision with action for you, for Montserrat. And that's why on the 24th of October, we're asking you to vote all 9, all the way. All 9, all the way for United Alliance. I thank you.
Yes. Give it up for Dwayne. Give it up for Dwayne. Let me hear you give it up for Dwayne again.
Please guide me, Jehovah. Father, protect your soul. Can't stop me, cause me heart too clean. Can't kill me, cause me heart too clean.
I told you they're not going to be too long, but they're going to give you information done, ain't it? Not coming to give you no spy, no sky. They're coming to tell you what is possible, what can happen, and how we're going to get it done. German, welcome. You will learn a lot tonight. Because one thing for sure now, when this government usher in, we're going to get your job. We're going to bring all of you on board, like what Gaston done in Antigua. Bring all of them on board once they have brains and use them to help build this country. We're not discriminating against nobody. Not because you support the one, we're going to tell you we can't give you work. No! You're a Montserratian, you're a resident here, no matter where you come from, Timbuktu. Long as you have the capacity to work, we're going to find work for you to do. That's how Reuben Meade and his government are going to operate. And I'm going around with them campaigning from house to house. And I'm not saying much because I'm listening to all their promises that they're making to people. Because anytime they forget, what's in your mind have to come back and meet on anti-government right there. I'm not skylarking with them. No way. Can't be bought, can't be sold. That is why I tell you, long as you stay with the cause. The cause is to bring Montserrat back from poverty into prosperity for its people. And if you go away from that cause, you're in trouble. There was a time ago didn't like short people. I didn't even like myself. Yeah, I didn't like short people. But after getting close in the political realms with this lady, I'm beginning to like short people. Because I realize that we Talawa, we are not afraid. We are straight. And we're going to tell you what we can or cannot do right away. We're not going to go behind no bush for you. And this lady is coming here to tell you. She's going to add on what Jenzil and Dwayne told you. She's coming to tell you what the United Alliance is going to do for this country to bring it back from where it's heading. So without further ado, I want you to welcome on stage this lady of class, this lady of intelligence, and this lady of shortness and greatness like me. Marjorie, come my darling, come educate the people.
It may concern, I need a shorter stage next time, it too high. Cudjoe, Baker Hill, Manjack and Braids, wherever my voice is being heard tonight, good night to you. Good night. To our friends across the length and breadth of Montserrat, as well as those listening via social media, a pleasant good night. Someone said to me the other day that from St. Peter's to St. John's are not. So it is safe for me to say that I am among my people. Yes. People who are not just acquaintances, but friends and relatives. And since we have connection at Cudjoe, I can say that I am a belonger. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to stand before you tonight, offering myself to be of service to the people of Montserrat. You, Cudjoe, and its environs are a part of that people. In seeking your support, we, the members of the United Alliance, have considered and we have acknowledged that you, the people, are the ones that we will be serving and not ourselves. Yes. We will therefore represent you to the best of our abilities, without fear, without favor, and without insults. Keep it high, keep it high. As a newcomer on the political stage, I know it will not be a bed of roses. I will make mistakes, but I am not called French weed just for the sake of it. I know how to pick myself up, dust myself off, and start all over again. That is why I pledge to continue to interact with you in the same way I am accustomed to doing it all along. We need to find solutions to Montserrat's problems, but we must do it together. We may not always agree on issues, but one thing is certain: I will listen to you. Up to this point, I have relied on Almighty God for direction, and with Him as my guide, the mentorship of an experienced leader, and the support of my colleagues, and the mandate that you will give to the United Alliance on election day, we would maneuver every boulder left in our path. Yes. We will move mountains. Yes. And we will even walk Pankusha if we have to. Okay. Just so that we can set about repairing Montserrat. Yes. You're scoring. The other night in St. John's, I highlighted some of the many issues that torment us. Being the understanding, caring, and compassionate people that we are in the United Alliance, we will not be distracted. But instead, we will remain focused in tackling areas such as education, healthcare, access, high cost of living, population growth, unemployment, food sustainability, you name it, we will address it. We want to see you, the people, employed so that you could sustain yourselves and your families. That doesn't mean that you have to be working for someone else. You could create your own business. You could be your own boss and eventually be an employer. Food security is an area that the United Alliance is concerned about. For without food, just like air, we will die. Permit me a moment. I want to read this exactly as it is written. Food security means that all people at all times should have a physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their food preferences and dietary needs for an active and healthy life. That is what food security is about. We have been hearing this for many, many years. But how much has been done to ensure food security on island? What can the outgoing government honestly say about their efforts in relation to food security during the last 5 years? When the Dominica boat continues to be our lifeline on a weekly basis. Montserrat operated a market back in town 6 days per week and was especially buzzing on Fridays and Saturdays. All meats, beef, mutton, pork. Me not eat it one day. But they were all sold on a daily basis. And a wide variety of local fresh fruits and vegetables were available. Can we and should we get back to those days? Yes, we can. And yes, we should. But we need to be serious about farming and establish a farming policy as part of the programs under the Ministry of Agriculture. I have been advocating that we go back to a similar strategy used the years ago when the DFMC was in operation back in Plymouth. The main point here is that we should strive to produce food locally to reduce, if not completely replace, importation. That should be our first call of business. And then we look to exporting once our people are satisfied with food at an affordable price. The Ministry of Agriculture would encourage and facilitate the growth and production of commodities that are consumed regularly. Take lettuce producers, for example. Your very own Lydia Ryan across the street and Betsy Gerald from St. John's would be supported to produce their lettuce on a larger scale to satisfy local consumption. And as a means of protection, these productions would be done on a crop rotation basis by providing water and other necessities to farmers as required, so that in the dry season, water will always be available to them. And in addition to producing food, creating the enabling environment for serious farmers to make a livelihood out of farming must be looked at. The United Alliance, upon taking office, proposes to form partnerships with farmers and agree with them to produce certain crops on a regular basis. For example, Farmer A would be contracted to produce a specific quantity of carrots, let's say, within a specified time frame. The ministry would then assist with services like tractoring, irrigation, and access to farmlands. The farmer will enter into a signed agreement with the ministry to produce the carrots at an agreed price and will only be responsible for delivery of the agreed quantity of carrots to the ministry, who will then arrange the storage, the grading, and the packaging of the product to be sold to the various outlets and the supermarkets. What this arrangement will do, or is intended to do, is to create a business out of the farmer, create employment, develop small business enterprise, encourage support for local produce, and reduce the food import bill. And let me just say a little about the food import bill. Encouraging everyone to engage in subsistence farming, or what we normally refer to as backyard gardening, would help to reduce the food import bill, and people will be able to save money. Nowadays, if we are cooking and we forget to buy something, we may be in problems. But my mother, I recall, never used to have those problems. Why? Because she would always find something to chuck on the ground. Chibble here, sweet pepper there, herbs someplace else. And if you have little dirty on your neck, she will look for plant wines there too. But I know me love me joke. Anyway, another thing that the arrangement will do is to regulate the price within the market. What is noticeable, the locally produced items are usually more expensive than the imported ones. This is enough reason to focus on increasing production and to sustain the market so that we can lessen the price of locally produced items, thereby keeping money in the family purse. Now I would look at the fishermen. Having a fisheries complex as a permanent home for fishermen to clean, to store, and sell their fish is another consideration. This will provide jobs for fish cleaners and other workers. No more will they have to drive around with their ice boxes to sell fish. And we know how expensive fuel is. They wouldn't have to be scaling fish on the trees in Cars Bay. This system is neither hygienic nor is it healthy from a food security standpoint. And of course, we want to protect the health sector from further strain due to any foodborne illnesses that may come about. The fisheries complex will therefore provide a central place where the public can purchase fish and fish products, and also a place where fish can be stored and exported, earning significant income for the fishermen. We will also explore all possibilities to assist with meat production. Reuben Meade, for me mind man, not meat production, meat production. Poultry farming is another area in which the United Alliance will take an interest. These farmers would be the source that ensures the island becomes fully self-sufficient in eggs and poultry production. Therefore, we will provide them with the necessary assistance to expand and sustain the local market. We have people, Greg Rea, De Beer, Kenny B, Dr. Selwyn Maloney, and some others who are already establishing themselves as poultry farmers. Government will facilitate them so that they can saturate the local market, and we can see a reduction in the price of these products. Likewise, the United Alliance will strive for the island to become self-sufficient in beef, pork, goat, and sheep meat. Bear with me a second. I'm heated here. This measure would also aim to see the increased use of the purple is for slaughtering purposes. Those of you, you're homeboy, you're right here in the Cudjoe head area, where to produce special cuts that meet international standards, but he's not being used. And how can we boast of our national dish, goat water, when we do not have actual goats? Mine are you, and all goats suitable. Because of scarcity, the price of goat meat is astronomically high. As the leader stated in Lookout, livestock producers will be supported so we can have an availability of goat meat in this country all year round. Whatever assistance is required, we would provide to facilitate marketing and exporting of products. We are willing to pump resources into creating the enabling environment to take care of the threats of dogs and to protect against goats without any intention of returning them. We don't want nobody to have a carry them goat in their house at night time for safekeeping. So we will protect. There is much to be done for farmers in its broadest sense. The United Alliance cares. We care about you, the people, and your needs. We care about what you eat and what it costs you to eat healthily. And we care about what the farmers need to do in order to produce enough food to keep us satisfied. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not here to solicit your vote without understanding that we will have an obligation to take care of your needs and that of your loved ones. The United Alliance is the team that will bring about change in the lives of our people. But we cannot do it alone. No one person can do it either. The late John Alfred Osborne in 2006 said to a gathering in Gerald's, similar to this one, if you all want me to be a chief minister, give me the tools to work with. Like him, I am saying to you tonight, if you want Reuben Meade to be the leader of this country, to work and restore what has been robbed from you and from me, the people, to restore dignity, self-worth, our economy, and our country, then give him the tools that he needs to do the job. It is time for the work to begin. That would put Montserrat back on its feet. On October 24th, put your pencils in motion when you enter the poll booth and let it speak for you as you cast your vote for the members of the United Alliance team. The term forward march is normally a military command. But since we are not in the military, I will reverse them and say to you that Montserrat will begin to march forward when you select the United Alliance on October 24th. It is no coincidence because right here in Cudjoe, the date for general elections fell out of somebody's pocket. Just before elections, 3 days to be precise, on 21st October, it will be the 50th, the 50th anniversary of my father's death. And 3 days later, it will be the 6th anniversary of my mother's death. I do not know who believe in coincidence or who believe in God's orchestration, but I believe God has orchestrated deaths, and it is to go out there on election day, 24th, and vote all 9 for the United Alliance. Finally, I will wrap up by saying that this strong woman doesn't have an attitude. She has standards. I thank you. Good night, Cudjoe. I love you all.
Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for this great short lady. I'm telling you, great come we short this, you know. Huh? What is hurricane? I promised you that you're going to get it happening. Thank you. Now, somebody buy me a pack of peanut. And everywhere me go, people just are digging and take out. See Becca had there. Buy them out. No send me home with none. Go right. I just 3 more left back. You're going to kill me. Just go right there and let me go home and bring more. Buy them out. You now left you tonight with no peanut. Me say Becca have peanut. Me tell you about any banana, me have egg. Me have egg in my car. You want 2 dozen? We have a good time because we are being educated. We're not up here to slander nobody. But if they pass them place, they're going to get licks. Because I don't understand how come a former leader of a party who says, I am staying here, I am going to run again, make sure that I secure a seat for my party. But you stick a poster all over the place with himself. You run independent. He have to run independent. Because I don't understand. I don't understand. If you're with a party, how come a you alone picture from Salem to North? Are you alone pan the poster, but you run with a party to help them win one seat? Think them smart. Secure you see it. Because you know who he know want to win. All of them in a turmoil. All two of them, the two parties in a turmoil. Everybody in their fight for leadership. We have one leader, one chief, and the rest of you are Indian. One chief and the rest of us are Indians. And that's how it goes. That's how leadership matters with experience. Our next speaker is not only going to come to educate you on how we're going to bring Montserrat back, but she's bringing the Holy Spirit of Jesus. She's bringing the Holy Spirit of Jesus with she. And let me tell you something about this lady. When you hear she bring the Holy Spirit of Jesus upon you, you better listen. Because she come with a force behind her. A team that supports her. She come out of that and she come into this. Because she wants to be able to show the people of Montserrat her potential. And they were keeping her down there. They kept her down. Even when they left and go away, then anyone puts in the position as minister for say, well, make decisions. They make sure they put on cap on it. Because they know if they let she loose, she'll take over the whole party because she have potential. Come. Welcome on stage. This lady of pride. This lady of power and essence. Mrs. Veronica Dorsette-Hector. Come, my darling. Come, my darling. And she could dance, you know. She could dance. Watch the dance. Watch the dance. Watch the dance. Yes.
As long as my delight is in the Lord, so I'll bless His holy name.
The back not so good, eh? Let me left you alone.
Forever and ever, nobody trick you. Hair like a bow. Nobody trick you. Oh no. Up to the sky. As the Father pours enough to blessing and nothing can hold it back. What is for me? Oh yes, it will be.
Good night, good night, good night. Good night, Montserrat people. Good night, Cudjoe people. I hear y'all. Hope is on the way because United Alliance is here to stay. United Alliance is here. My brothers and my sisters, you have heard. You have listened. Safe, affordable access, affordable health services, food security, employment, jobs, tourism, sports, yes, all of that. Representation of the highest degree, restoring pride, progress, and prosperity. Tonight, I stand a proud daughter of this land. Montserrat education. And you ask me again, because education is a foundation. On it, we have built. This little girl from Kingsale, daughter. Proud heritage that was given to us by our leaders. Teacher Mary Truitt, right most honorable, and in how own For you would remember that we were building, ready to launch, and education was launched into. Oh, eternal, my brothers and sisters, all of them that taught me. Teacher, I can't love Holy Spirit because she sent me to teach before I was even 15 years old. I was inspired by my grandmother, who through teaching was able to purchase about 2 acres of land called Breadfruit Alley in Kingsale. Every fruit tree, food security was there. I want to thank the entire village over the gut and all the people of Montserrat. I owe you everything tonight. And so I owe the children, the mothers, the fathers, the grandmothers, the grandparents, because I know the love your children and your grandchildren. I want to serve you, committed to the calling of establishing a strong education system. You know, excellence, mark. And you would agree today, education is in trouble. Education is in trouble. And if education is in trouble, Montserrat is in trouble. Big trouble. Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful tool we can use to change the world. It is through education, my brothers and sisters, that your sons and your daughters, your granddaughters, your grandchildren will become members of parliament, just like physical here tonight. A mine worker, a field worker can come and own the fields and be president of any nation. United Alliance committed education plan. Our an education plan and teachers must respect themselves. And we are going to march forward. For people are out there in us. United Alliance to invest heavily in education. It is not an overnight job, but together we are going to put our education back on the standard it was before. Persons are saying to us, we are going to leave because our children's education is at stake. Montserratians, other residents are saying the same thing. Where there is no vision, the people perish. We have posited solutions before. And tonight, we are going to be raising the standard for education. The standard, we are going to create and implement a continuous education plan with our technicians on the island and those living abroad. The quality of education, leadership and management in the school, behavior, and personal development. Well, you can't just work with a plan. We're going to ensure that we establish a school improvement team. This will consist of highly experienced professionals who are really sensitive, understand how we operate, provide strategic guidance, We're going to monitor, assess, evaluate, and cabinet and the ministers' meeting. And what's on your mind too? What's on your mind? We'll be back and we will go there and tell you exactly what's happening. We are going to work together with Ofsted, that is the Office of Standards in the United Kingdom, to ensure that our teachers, our schools are operating with standards. Don't forget, we have our own University of the West Indies and other territories that we can learn from. Brothers and sisters, when I was in school, all you could hear, the Lord go with you. Mark you, don't make me come to school for you. Learn your lesson, get your education, make something of yourself. So how could I not ensure that our children, your children, my children, I don't have any, all of yours belong to me. All of yours belong to me. And so we are going to ensure that we have teachers. We're not waiting until near the term finish to recruit teachers. We will have continuous recruitment. We will strengthen and work with our teachers' union to ensure that our teachers are dealt with respect. Can you imagine the night before school starts, you get a call with a fresh and forwardness to tell you they don't need you tomorrow? We will not treat our teachers with respect. They come from mother too. They're somebody's child and they're professionals and should be treated as such. Let me warn them. What dog I play with, somebody else I go take. So when the teachers go, what are we going to do? My brothers and sisters, we need improved leadership and management across the Ministry of Education. We know that we need some assistance, and I want to tell them that we have capable people right here in Montserrat and also living abroad. And our OECS brethren, our CARICOM brethren will also come to assist us in that regard. In fact, we have a vision that we will establish our own education management system right here in Montserrat to train and prepare our people to take our leadership positions. Succession planning is integral. How can you tell me Braids don't have no head teacher? Out now has a head teacher. So what happened to all the teachers? Nobody mentoring, nobody shadowing. No. We are going to build the capacity of our teachers that we have here on ground and give them the respect, recognition, and build their morale so they can serve us well and children can be successful. I want to tell you tonight, they can't shut me up. Me go talk. What on me mind? Well, next thing I hear, the lady packed she bag and she gone. We have Dr. Chewitt here. We have Dr. Barnes here. We have Dr. Burns here. They can do the job. Give our people work. They understand our children. And we must utilize their skills because they care. How could you receive all that money? And the thing, I warned the woman. I prayed for her. And I warned her, anytime you fail my children, I'm going to pray you out. Anytime they fail our children, I'm praying them out. One by one, two by two, they must go. Our children, our people deserve the best. I must tell you, curriculum, vital, lifeblood, life-giving, in order to prepare our children, our people, for the 21st century to rebuild and regenerate this land. So we will facilitate all the help they need to ensure we implement our national curriculum. And we're going to have youth development programs. They lock them down. They do all kinds of things. But they are going to happen under our younger ones. The school books program. I'm shocked to hear children cannot get textbooks. Well, I am telling you, somebody need to take somebody to court because parents paid $200. That is what you asked for the agreement to prepare and provide your children with textbooks. What they expect the children to use? Their fingers? Now this government, the United Alliance government, will ensure that your children have both physical textbooks or online textbooks where those are available to ensure that our children have the tools. When a carpenter goes to work, the carpenter take hammer, the carpenter take tape measure, pencil. The carpenter need their tools. So too the children and the teachers too. Teachers coming to buy resources out of this small pay because government is not providing adequate resources. I say no way. No way. No way. That is going to come to an end. And our teachers, they will have all the necessary equipment and resources that they have. And this is from nursery to tertiary. Well, if it's one thing to get me vexed, is when I see the state of some of our schools. Our schools are in need of maintenance. The PAC report spoke to this. Look at Montserrat Secondary School. What a disgrace. Our children getting wet. Lunchtime, no place to eat. Now, I don't mind if they want to cool out under a tree. But we are going to ensure that there's a cafeteria, a multi-purpose cafeteria for them to relax and eat in dignity, where the vendors can serve them. And each person will have their little section. Our primary schools too. Lookout is one of the mother schools, and yet it is still in need of assistance. We are going to fix that. You have already heard that we're going to upgrade the classrooms, so I won't spend much time on that. One little boy said to me on the campaign trail, "Mom, come with me, let me show my mother you, because our playground must be nice and you promise." So we are going to also improve the playgrounds for our children. Brothers and sisters, teachers and staff, no one will be left behind, because St. Augustine School is also going to be included, and the private nurseries will also get assistance, because it's together that we are going to change education. Together, we are going to go forward. We are going to rise higher. A vote for Veronica Dorsette-Hector and the United Alliance speak standards in education. Standards in education. Pride back to the people of Montserrat. Montserratians, I'm calling on you wherever you are. Our teachers who are at home or who are retired, please come and help us. We must reestablish the legacy that we were given. It impacts the present. Education touches the future. Excellence in education. Let us arise. Let us arise and build. For where there's a will, there is a way. We will restore. We will regenerate. We will revitalize education. Vote United Alliance. Growth, progress, prosperity. Education, our priority. One for all and all for one. God bless you, my people. For together, we will do it. We will arise and build.
Yes, yes, yes. The last time we go on stage and dance, smash up yourself. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. From this song. I told you all she coming with fire, you know, to fire. You listen to what the lady was saying? Did you listen to what she was saying? Yes. And I know that you know that everything that she said tonight is possible. We're not telling you anything that cannot happen. We're going to tell you the truth and what we are going to do. Now, Lydia have fried chicken. If you're hungry, go and get yourself some fried chicken. And down there, have chicken too. So, me not about no pork, boy. Pork you talk about. Then they give me the message about no pork. They said chicken. Jeez. Eh? I tired of chicken, so where you want pork? Well, you better go there, so go catch hog. Now, I want to ask you all a question. How long was PDM in power? Now 5 years? Huh? And they couldn't work together. They pitch out done. They couldn't work together. They got into opposition for how much more years? Now 5 years? When they go into the House of Parliament, or when they went into the House of Parliament, they still couldn't work together, ain't it? Yes. They still couldn't work together. So that's 10 years they couldn't work together. Premier Reuben Meade decided coming back. And out of desperation, they were going to tell you, we can work together now. We can work together now. Give you one chance. Madness. Mad people. 10 years, you couldn't get it right. You couldn't work together. You're fighting for leadership. And all of a sudden now, you hear that somebody is coming back to save the nation from destruction. And you want to tell her, put her in, we work together, we work together. But me one Paul, you know, if by some luck, which me hope he not go get, they win the election, he have to sleep at the governor yard, you know. Because if Dan get there before he dead. And that's what happened the first time. And that's what happened the first time. So if he get there before Paul in trouble. And you have to watch Shirley too now. Our next speaker is also a dynamic woman. She has been in so much things. Red Cross, you name them. She have served on so many boards. She have been doing community service. She turned Dave Hill into a place of respectability because we used to call it the ghetto. Remember? Yes. And she went down there and she said, I'm going to clean it up. Yes. Got a center there and she's helping all kind of people, have given all people, our elders, manicure and taking them around and so forth. So this lady have been doing the groundwork before she decided to come into politics. Ain't it? So without further ado, please welcome Anne Buffonge-Thomas, Buffonge, anyone. Please come to the people and tell them the plans you have for this country.
And Thomas has the knowledge, experience, and lots of love to show. She may be humble, but she can do it. Fix education, old generator, get the diaspora in on it. A woman now for the future to look for all our way. All our way, all our way. We got to vote for Ann Thomas. All our way, all our way.
Cudjoe head, good night. Good night. Now, they put me in a spot here because we just had 2 ball of fire before me. But you know what? I'm going to continue on about education. Yes? We are working together. It's all 9 all the way. United Alliance is here to stay. Yes? You know what? I'm going to tell you where I'm pulling my strength from tonight. My grandfather, Edward Buffonge, hailing from the village of Trenchtown, and better known as Extra Strong, was a man of ethics, was a man of kindness, was a man of honesty, was a man of plenty helpfulness. He moved across the whole of Montserrat and he helped everybody where he can across Montserrat. And when I watch him, and I work with him, and the values he instilled in me, this is what I'm putting on the plate when I come to work with United Alliance all the way, and for the people of Montserrat. But tonight, I want to be strong for a set of people that get left behind. I don't know what happened, but over the years, they get left behind. Imagine the joy when a baby is born. Imagine the joy when everybody is Googling over this baby. Imagine a couple days later or a couple of weeks later, there is some sad news from the doctor. Or maybe after months of going back and forth, you're told that this baby is diagnosed with a disability. Sad moments. Sometimes the parents blame themselves. Sometimes they are finger pointing. Sometimes they just can't exhibit the love. But one of the things we must remember is that everyone is created in the image and the likeness of God. Every child is a gift. And in Montserrat, ladies and gentlemen, we have too many children with special needs being locked away. Too many children with special needs not being given the care or the support that is needed for them to be valuable members of society. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. We once had a system where our special needs children was cared for. In January 1968, a school was started and catered for 7 special needs children back in Plymouth. And it grew, and it grew, and it grew. And eventually the children were put into the mainstream primary. And we had one young lady coming out of that group who got hired as a clerical in the governor's office. Support to our children, regardless of where they are, can reap success. We are hiding our special needs children in Montserrat. Our system is not supporting the parents, neither the children. Listen, in 2024, now this year, we have 50 children diagnosed with different special issues. Some autism, some not walking well. But you know what? Every one of those children are special. And we need to treat them as special. You see the United Alliance? We are all for one and all for one. And we say, no one will be left behind. We must develop our people to be productive and living wholesome lives. I was a guardian of one such child because coming up through the years, I took in foster care children. I raised many children coming up, and I was guardian to one such child, and I knew the pain. I knew the pain. I knew when the child come home from school, I heard the complaints. I saw the tears, and I cried the tears too, because I could not be in school to protect him from the bullying and from the troubling of the other children. I could not. But the most I can do is to keep him strong. Tell him, listen, you need to stand strong. We have to give thanks to people like Mrs. Patricia Griffin, who started that school. There were no internet at the time. There was no computers. We reached a point in the 1990s where we started educating children. They started using the computer. And again, they saw children who were mute and who were dumb and who had autism. They excel using the computer. So tell me, why in 2024 we cannot have our children with different needs, with different abilities, being issued with a computer, being issued with the support so that they can have productive lives? Why? United Alliance is going to change that. United Alliance is going to change that because we are for everyone. No one is going to be left behind. We need to make our differently able children not feel differently. We need to have our children learning maths, music, arts, and craft. And we had that up until the mid-2000s. I don't know what happened. The government took over from the Red Cross. They were housed at Braids. And then things just went down the line over the past 10 years. A landslide. But I'm here to say, we are not going to lock away our children anymore. We have people like Muhammad Ali, who felt pain going to school because he just did not fit in and he had learning disability. We had Stevie Wonder, a blind young man, got blind in his early years, and he achieved. We have Walt Disney, who built an empire, and now is pulling in trillions. And we do have some people in Montserrat, but I will not call any name. I'll call one young lady who was part of the 2000 special needs school, and she's running a successful business as of today. So, ladies and gentlemen, the United Alliance mission is all-inclusive again. We all need to give an opportunity to everyone. And we've started the work. We've started the work. We reach out to our diaspora. And we have professionals who are trained over there, who are willing to come to Montserrat, who are willing to support our special needs children via the internet, remotely. And we have a success story because in the short time, we have one child being tended to remotely, and that child is showing real strides.
Yes.
That child have improved so much that the parents believe it is unbelievable because for years, 5 years, she's been locked away. She can't work because she must be home all day. She reached out to all the agencies and no one is helping her. Yes, she's getting $900 a month, but we know how much Pampers cost. And when you have a child who needs to be in Pampers, who needs special food because their stomach wasn't developed enough, we know it's a problem. The United Alliance is going to change all that. Our special needs children, we need to pull out their spark because they can contribute and they can be part of our society. We need to get them focused on their abilities and shine. And we will, the United Alliance is going to keep the light on. We are going to keep the light on for our special needs children. Ladies and gentlemen, let us reach out to our neighbors, our friends, our families who we know need the support with that special child. Let us show our humanity. Let us show that soft side of us and give the help. United Alliance, all 9. When you go to the polls on 24th of October, we are going to be voting for United Alliance, all 9. Who you're going to be voting for? Who you're going to be voting for?
United.
Who you're going to be voting for?
United Alliance.
United Alliance, all 9. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you.
Give it up. 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 Give it up.
People to make this country grow. And Thomas has the knowledge, experience, and lots of love to show. She may be humble, but she can do it. Fix education, old generation, get the diaspora in on it.
Yes.
A woman now for the future to look for all our way. All our way. All our way. We got to vote for Thomas.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let me hear. Give it up for Ann again. You having a good time? You get your chicken? Me done pay for mine. Soon as me walk off there, me chicken ready. And no beg me. Me have my wife and pick me behind it. Can't afford it. Things hard. Mr. Howe, you know how much money for give it tonight? We have a friend in the audience. Now go call his name. One of our best drama writer. And on stage. He's right here in the audience, live at Baker Hill. And let me tell you something. We went to his house about a year and something ago. Drink off all the drink in the fridge. I try to put PDM together. Me not lie you right here. After me there too, we tried to put PDM together. Couldn't happen. Me tell you, something wrong with them. I never see Paul grow so much gray hair within 2 months. He have a hard time. Me sorry for he. Sorry for he. The fireworks just start. Because the next speaker we're going to bring on is a young man who claims he have the pedigree. His father is one of our fathers of this nation. When he was leading this country, plenty love and plenty money. Remember the slogan? And he delivered. You can't say he not deliver. He delivered. He brought us out of aid that we were striving. When Reuben took over from he brought us out of aid too. May I tell you, from 91 up, welcome on stage. He have the same name, but we're going to prove tonight if he have the pedigree that he say he have. Welcome on stage, John, not Alfred, John Osborne. Young man, come and tell the people where you have plans. You want help us? You want?
Don't be deceived by all those fancy talkers, because action speaks louder than words. Don't be deceived by all those fancy talkers, because anyone...
Obia. Me never claim forgot the pedigree. No, not me. Maybe Bossy tell you so, but me never say so. Beer, when me get the name John Osborne, me have to honor me. No, but when he give me the name, he make sure that me honor him. He don't give me him for free. Well, if anything, he have to say so, but he don't give me the name for free. And if you know where me be today, right inside Bossy constituency, right on Benji, Uncle Benji Chalmers' property. So, anything you hear slip out my mouth today, or if you hear me start to stutter today, you know that one of them spirit take over me. So, forgive me for anything that we say. But anyway, since me in a Cudjoe head, and you know that we related to almost everybody in a Cudjoe head, we have some manners when we come into the village. So, we have to say good night to my cousin Didi, a good night to my cousin Lydia. Uncle Charles, me know you're around the corner. Good night. The whole of Baker Hill, good night. Mommy Sharon, good night. Well, he's not my family from my mother's side, but yes, he's not if you could hear me, good night. And you know that me love Sherwood, so hopefully they can hear me fire. But anyway, today, I wanted to take some time out and just thank some people because they've been very, very, very instrumental in our political career so far. They've been helping us a lot undercover and you don't even realize it. So there's 3 people I want to thank. The first one I want to thank is the Honorable Paul Lewis. The second one I want to thank is the Honorable Samuel Joseph. And the third one I want to thank today is my brother who came here to support me, Jeremy Wade. And you might be wondering, what am I thanking them for? This morning I woke up and I said to myself, but these people, because people been messaging me, calling me, saying, but you got them to attack you and you come and you not even respond to them. And I woke up this morning and I said, but wait, they don't really actually attack we. I help them help we. Let me tell you how they help we. Sometimes, you know, they attack me, they pretend like them attack me and Reuben. But what we realize is, when they realize that me and Reuben forget to say something about ourselves, that we did, they will throw a little subliminal to help me and Reuben to answer back for it. And I'll give you an example. In Cudjoe Head the other day, you heard Paul Lewis say that he got 2 directors that are run the UA on the bank of Montserrat board and the bank now do good. That's how I lie. So when I thought about it, but we say, but Paul Lewis know the truth because the bank literally just make $5 million. So I don't know if you try to say that because me and Reuben on the bank, why the bank profitable? And we say, okay, well, maybe you tell the people them smartly. When you look into this, then you realize that John and Reuben are going to get the economy a move. Then Sammy, realize Sammy tell people, but I will give John water for free. So when I thought about it, we say, okay, well, Sammy now, me don't really want to believe that them people just tell lie for nothing because they know that me negotiate with all the sand miners to get the water. So we say they have to be remind me of the things that me do can be actually forget about all this something. And then my brother Jermaine. Fab, me have to big you up because you know you're my brother for day one. I hear what Jermaine I do for me right now. No, he don't tell a lie for me. He don't tell a lie for me. He know that me can't say certain things, so really and truly he said them for me. So that's why he can't go support me. But you have to understand me and Jermaine's relationship. People message me and say, oh, but Jermaine attack you. I say, no, I don't mean Jermaine attack. So they say, what you mean? We say, listen, Jermaine believed in me so much, right? That you know that he's the most boasting man for Montserrat. All of you know that. All of you know that are the most fabulous man for Montserrat, the most boasting man for Montserrat. Now, me grow up with him. Me literally grow up alongside him, you know. He like that since I was a child. Fab had a son. And you know, one man like Joe, I go want the best for his son. Right? You go want the very, very best for his son. So anybody that he chooses to go around his son, they're going to have to get the best qualities because you know you're going to want to boast and say, them are the people that he got around his son. Jermaine choose me as his son godfather. And me his son godfather. You know, see, he choose no other politician for being his son godfather but me. So I'm me, you know, he believe in the most. Basil say he too. So let me tell you, Jermaine said that somebody messaged me. So Jermaine said that how he got some people who inherit money from their parents and I do nothing with them. And me here trying to chat for Shirley and David and Dan Romeo here trying to chat for not me. Because he know what we do, he know what we do. Matter of fact, Joe may know that what big greenhouse down in the St. Peter's a bill, so he know what we do. And Joe may grow up with me and Joe may not hide nothing from nobody. Matter of fact, me and Joe may so close that the Joe may stump it to or drop down and me a car go pick you up. So I don't me trying to chat for, but he know that me couldn't come out and say them something there for myself. So he decided, you know what, I'm going to help his political career set them free. That's why. But I'm going to tell you why all these people believe in Howie. Paul Lewis believe in the United Alliance and Reuben Meade. Because he know, once we get into power, so much house and so much building I go build, that he'll get so much electrical work that you never have to worry about the political salary again. Plenty work he'll go get. I'm going to tell you why Sammy believe now too. Sammy know that when we get in a power, so much business are going to start. And because they know that our bank directors, they know that we know how to get access to the money. So they know how we know how to teach people. But Sammy know that so much business are going to start in Montserrat that he going to get a business they own enough to claim his wife's business as his no more. And Joe Main, let me tell you, Joe Main smart, Joe Main very, very smart. Joe Main know that once I will bring a man like Dwayne on board, that so much yacht are going to come on Montserrat, that he going to make so much money out of tourism and carrying people in a town go to tours, that he don't have to worry about no kind of financial problems again in life. So that's why you hear them believe now, but they can't come out and tell them party that they believe now so much, so they have a trust subliminals, so I will pick up on them, because they know we're smart enough to pick up on them, and that's how they help how we. So yes, to the three of them, we want to thank you very much. Because if I win the election, trust me, I carry the tray for dinner, drinks, whatever, because we know that I help Harry greatly. We want to, you know, I tell you if Bassi get them tonight. But anyway, let me get on to the matter. You heard a lot of people in my team talk about what we plan to do for the country. And the one thing I always tell people when I come on this stage is that the United Alliance people, they live and do what they preach. So you don't have to ask before you get them done. You look among our team, you see people that help people on a daily basis. We're out in the public on a daily basis. The reason why me not have to come up here and write the speech, because literally, sometimes when we go into the public and people tell me what to say, like we got like a public walks the other day, and our man tell me, make sure when you go up on the stage, tell them that how we never see Sammy down at public walks yet. And them tell me for say so, no, not me. Them tell me for say so. They say they don't see no minister for 5 years. Oh Lord, here they say that even they're on like now. And me, as me tell you, me just have to do the people and walk. But the United Alliance are going to change that, because as I always tell people when we're on the campaign trail, we are a government that is inclusive of our people. We talk to everybody, we get ideas from everybody, we hear everybody, and you'll be surprised where you get the best solutions from. So you're not going to see that we go in our ministry for 5 years and nobody see we. Matter of fact, me just don't go to the workshop all the time and we go tell you what they need and me not even a minister yet. And besides, say she just done it too. So we are bringing a different style of governance. And the non-nationals, I haven't forgotten you. Y'all heard my speech in St. John's. I have not forgotten you. Matter of fact, can I say hi to the whole Spanish community that's out supporting us today? Yeah, good night. Buenas noches. Hasta de teach me Spanish, eh? Right, we haven't forgotten you. A lot of you messaged me online. A lot of you messaged me online after my speech in St. John's. I said that you appreciated what I said. One thing that I want to do in this election is eliminate that word non-nationals. I want, when I use the word Montserratian, everybody who has been here, who has made Montserrat a home, feel like they're inclusive in me saying Montserratian. That is what I want to do for everybody who considers themselves a non-national. Matter of fact, I have a couple messages from Facebook Messenger from people who have an issue. Everybody is trying to come up with the money for residency and naturalization. It's a lot of money. And when you're in a bad economy like this, where it's hard, where you get your paycheck are basically done before the week out, it is hard for you to take out money to save towards that. What I did, we sat down and we came up with a solution for that. We know that many of you come here to Montserrat to help us rebuild this country. We know that many of you are hard-working people. So we're going to look into making that process easier for you. And here how we're going to do it. Everybody pays Social Security. Every single person. We're not going to be like MCAP, because the Social Security fund go down and we're going to tax you more for trying to get the money. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is allow people to contribute to the Social Security fund. How we're going to do that? Instead of having you have to pay for the fees for residency, we're going to move that to a Social Security requirement. Since all you're working, you're already paying that as Social Security. So we're going to look into that. And I'll tell you how simple it is. By 2026, your Social Security payment will be about 7%. If you even make $1,000 a month, granted, everybody I think should be making more than that. I don't think nobody should be paid them kind of money there. But if you're even making $1,000 and you have to pay that 7% Social Security, over the 70 years that you have to wait, you'll put in just over $5,000 into the Social Security fund. So that is an easier way for you to come up with that money than having to wait till you get there to try and find all that money all at once. So that is one thing that the United Alliance is going to look into for you. Now, we understand that as a government, we have a responsibility, and it's not just financial, but we have to change the whole tone of Montserrat. All of you have spoken to me about how you're treated on the workplace. And I am telling you, it is because of the policies that discriminate against you why you see that people have that tone towards you. So as a government, as I'm going to say again, like I said in St. John's, we are sorry, and we're going to fix that, and we're going to change the policies to put you on an even and level playing field, just like anybody else who was born here. So that is what we're going to do for you. Right. Uncle Charles, I hope you're listening to me, because the next one here for you. Because I say that you got the best ginger stick in a Cudjoe head. So I hope this one for you, because what we plan to do, we plan to create an economy that gets big enough to supply the local market and then go overseas and start supplying some of the diaspora. We understand that we look at the pros and cons of our people, because as a government, that is your job. You have to know what your people are good at and what they're not good at. Montserratians, and again, when I say Montserratians, I mean everybody who has made it their home. So don't feel left out if you hear me say Montserratians because you think that you're from Jamaica, or from Guyana. Some people have been here longer than me. You are more Montserratian than me if you want to put it that way. So when I say Montserratians, I mean everybody. We are all very hard-working people. Our Caribbean brothers and sisters are all very hard-working people. The one thing we know how to do is produce very well. If I give somebody a plot of land, they could go and farm it, and they will come back and give me bags and bags of potatoes. We know that. The one thing that we seem to be weak at is marketing, packaging, and labeling. We are saying as a government, we understand that this is what our people are weak at, and we're going to help them with that. So no longer will you have to worry about how you're going to get your goods sold. You will let us deal with that. Well, I wasn't born in the FMC days, but Marjorie and them have told me exactly what the MC is. So, but what we plan to do is bring back something very similar, but it's going to have a more strategic position, because you're going to have to try and market. And I know some of you probably heard that they had a heritage festival in the UK the other day. There were hardly any Montserratian products at the heritage festival. All these things have to stop. We have a diaspora that you can reach out to. Many people are small entrepreneurs, and they have businesses all throughout the UK and throughout different countries. These people are willing to help Montserratians get their products overseas. But the first thing we're going to do is conquer the local market. It's not as hard as you think it is to do, because really and truly we don't produce a lot, and we know that people just need help. Don't like to talk about UA and financing. We're going to help you with the financing, because we understand how to get financing. They just say, we don't just talk to investors and all them stuff there, but, well, they don't say, they say Reuben just talk to investors, but luckily I wanted to meet them with him the other day. So I know it's true that he just talk to investors. Alliance have vision. Right, Alliance have vision. But we're going to get you access to the financing. Bank of Montserrat, we can help with that. You would have heard somebody like Jenzil talk about farming and how you could secure some of the risk around farming through insurance and that kind of stuff. These are the things that we're going to look into, because if we reduce the risk for you, especially if we could insure your farm or insure your fishing boat, you will have access from the bank, and the bank will be more likely to lend you that money, because the bank knows that its risk is secure. So let them not talk about us being bank directors if it's a negative thing. It's a very positive thing. Matter of fact, I was sitting right here under the mango tree. Granted, Reuben got history with Osborne's under the mango tree. But me and he never fall out, even though we drink plenty yesterday and today too. And we never fall out. But I was sitting right here and somebody said to me, John, you realize that the UA is the best team? Because imagine you are the youngest candidate. And you've been a director of Bank of Montserrat so long that you probably have more financial experience than all the other leaders currently running in the election. And imagine, Reuben has the most experience out of everybody running the election. So with that, and me running with Reuben, I must learn. Yes, me learn fast. We don't pick up our plate this stuff already, yes. So I must learn. So when you hear we make promises, we are going to deliver. As they said, I'm in my father's constituency right now, and Beer rightfully said to you that my father took Montserrat off granting aid, and Reuben continued. So that means there have only been 2 leaders in Montserrat who have operated with Montserrat off granting aid. And if you want to know what that means, it means that Montserrat was so productive. Montserrat was so productive that the people of Montserrat generated enough money to cover the whole budget and still had a surplus. We did not need money from Britain. And you only get there by empowering your people.
Yes.
You don't get there just by government. You get there by empowering your people. And I will end on that point tonight.
You done?
Yes, be done.
Bassi, you done?
Yes, be done.
How you saying I had the pedigree? Eh? Boy, you found up here tonight. I remember me used to roll with you know. Remember me in the Dallas Street right hand man.
You tell me so.
They tell you, your little boy that time, the man. You
probably
still
never
born.
born.
No, you're not born. Probably never born. You're born yet. Give it up for John. Give it up for John.
That
was a mouthful. That was a mouthful. Listen. All right, turn on the music for me. That was a mouthful. Wow. You hear solutions? You hear solutions? That's what we're about. Not here to cuss nobody. We're going to remind you of their mistakes. We're going to remind you of their failures. But we're not going to go in their bedroom, because we're not sure if they have one. That's as far as me go. Now I have a surprise for you tonight. I have a surprise for you tonight. The other night, a certain gentleman promised that he was going to give her money. And when a time he give her the money, he comes on stage like the premier and say, you think me stupid? You think me stupid? You understand? Yes, he come and say, you think me stupid? So I know that me not have the money? Or same thing they do with the ferry when they say, I will get the ferry 17 million, and then they're going to parliament and say, oh, you know me no money there? I think me stupid? I said I love a fool away. Now, Austin, you have your mic? I was told that a man who came up under Reuben T Meade, who he was helping to be one of the best politicians in Montserrat, realized his mistakes.
We talk.
And said he wanted to learn more. So he came here tonight, and I was told, I don't know, that he is going to introduce our next speaker. Anybody see Jermaine Wade?
Igan?
Igan?
Igan? No, man, he can't go yet. I thought he wanted to introduce the next premier. I thought he wanted to introduce the next premier.
So what you do, yeah?
Anyway, beer. It's time,
He's
it's
not
time.
coming? He's not coming?
No. It's time for the man of the moment. You ready for him?
Are you ready?
The man of the moment.
Are you ready for the premier in waiting?
The next premier of Montserrat.
Are you ready?
The next premier of Montserrat.
And let me tell you all something. When he's done, stick around, support the bars, chicken a fry, drinks a sell. Let's have a little party before we go home. Don't just go home like that. give the bars your support before you leave, all right? At 30 minutes an hour, how much time you can spend? Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yes.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
Send Cudjoe ahead.
Welcome.
Cudjoe ahead.
Welcome.
It's the man of the moment.
Welcome.
It's the man of the moment.
All candidates on stage.
Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. As we get ready, the United Alliance, the team of the future. This is your next government, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, R.D. Meade. And German, you can come and join us.
I tell them Reuben Meade, the man for the future. Reuben Meade, we got it together. Reuben Meade will help out the brother. Reuben Meade, geothermal down in the ground. He was the one who said bring it on. Tell Delta and all his friends, then I go rob we again. Now we getting a new plane and a ferry to ride again. Tell Nigel to take it in box. We don't want them anymore. Die, 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 whoa, whoa. Die, die, die. Reuben! I don't know what it is to call you. She said, Reuben!
Good evening. Good evening, Cudjoe Head. Hello, Cudjoe Head. Good night, Cudjoe Head. Good morning to those in the UK who are still online. Good evening to the ones in the United States who are online. And good evening to all of the Montserratians and the people of Montserrat who are online in Montserrat, who are following us. Thank you very much for following us. This is the United Alliance team. So give it up for the United Alliance. And two persons are missing. Dr. Ingrid Buffonge, who cannot make a living in her own country and therefore has to go overseas from time to time to make a living so she can come back here and offer free service to people in Montserrat. You all know that. So give it up for Dr. Ingrid Buffonge. Her current contract ends on Friday, so she'll be here next week. The other candidate is George Kirnon. George Kirnon. Not Charles Kirnon. He is currently in Guyana wrapping up his business. He has served Montserrat over the years. He has been involved in the Public Service Commission and the Complaints Commission. He has always had a law practice here in Montserrat. But Jermaine just tell me they're going to challenge him to make sure he cannot be on the ticket. They are challenging a Montserratian, born and bred in Montserrat, to make sure that he's not on the ticket. And he left here, just like I did many years ago, to work at the Caribbean Development Bank and at CARICOM, representing Montserrat. So I wish them well with their challenge against the Electoral Commission. It is important for us to remember that we're all one people. One people, one country. Unity is what we're looking at. Unity.
United Alliance brings that unity. And interestingly enough, we're fighting against all of the other parties put together and the independents. Everybody fights against us because they feel that if the United Alliance gets into office, they're out of bread. They're out of bread. When you look at the United Alliance, nobody up here needs a government job. Nobody. We're all independent. We all have our own businesses, and we can survive without a government salary. How many of you were out of power on Saturday? Pretty much everybody. John and myself had a meeting with a power company who have, yeah, you can go and chill out until a bit later. We had a meeting with a power company who is willing to come here and assist the hard-working guys at Mull to solve the problem with the generating system and the distribution system. This is what they do. The Mull workers need help, and we're going to provide them with help to make sure that you have regular, uninterrupted power. I lost a brand new TV on Saturday. Brand new. Bear? No, the TV had on a surge protector. But I lost a brand new TV. I plan to carry it to Mull and pack it up and give it to them and tell them, look, this is yours. That power company is also saying to us, you have a geothermal, 2 geothermal wells. We can give you geothermal power in 18 months, which saves the country $15 million a year in the cost of diesel. So the fuel surcharge that is bigger than the base rate that you're charging, that will be solved because we have geothermal power. 10 years ago, we had geothermal wells tested and proven, and not one of the governments that followed have decided to do anything about it. Again, perhaps they did not know what to do, or they don't know who to talk to. We will have that fixed within 18 months to 2 years. And we are willing to work with other companies as well. Dwayne was going to England the other day. He couldn't get a flight out of Montserrat. He had to call a friend from Antigua with a speedboat to come and pick him up so he can get his flight from Antigua. Imagine that. Imagine that. Then a friend heard him say that he's getting a speedboat coming. So when he called the captain said, boy, all the other seats sold off already. Okay? We can't have that happening in this country anymore. We will fix the access problems this year, so that those in England who wish to come home, those in America who wish to come home, those who wish to go to Antigua to buy a little something, or just to get off the island for a break, we will have a ferry here by the middle of November. We will have a ferry here by the middle of November. We're having discussions with both airlines. Nigel Harris wants to bring in the Tecnam. There's another one that's going to come in with the Twin Otter. So we will ensure that we have adequate air connections by the middle of November. If you know what you're doing, you can get it done. I see my colleagues from the Dominican Republic here. I see a couple Haitians here. It is hard for you to have to go through Antigua and have to pay $1,500 to get a visa. Just today I called to make sure that I can get an appointment perhaps next week to meet with the world boss in Antigua so that we can have that situation fixed even before elections. It is simply a matter of having talks with those who you need to talk to. You must never be afraid of anybody. We're looking at putting back in place the technical college. I just spoke with one parent who said they can't afford the technical college and the fees for technical college. We are going to make the technical college free of charge, just like if you're going to secondary school. And we will also be introducing the technical subjects as well. Refrigeration, carpentry, plumbing, motor mechanics, stonework, etc. And if we don't have the skills on island, and I think we have most of those skills on island, our Caribbean neighbors have the skills. We can ask them to send people to help us until we build up our own skill base. This is what the United Alliance is about. Any of you ever stone a mango tree? Because you have mango in it? You ever see anybody who had good stoning a mango tree that have no fruits in it? Or don't have a bird in it? So why are they all focusing on stoning the United Alliance? It is simply because all of them are afraid that we will win this election. And we are going to win with your help. We will win. Because you need to work. You need to see this economy growing. You need to see the country moving. When I spoke to some tradesmen, let me put it that way, they said to me, and the grouping, when you were in power, we were making money. For the past 10 years, we have not been making money, so we need you back. So I am coming back. A certain friend of mine who is involved in Cudjoe Head Day keeps on saying, I broke and I hungry. And I am saying, I don't need to make no money. I don't need to come into government. So therefore, I have made a pledge, and I said it in a lookout, and I'm going to say it on every platform. I am going to give back a portion of my salary into an organization who will manage it to help the micro and on Montserrat. And I challenge any of the other leaders to come on your platform and say that they can reach that. Bear, bring the other mic.
Check, check.
Mic check, mic check. The other thing that we're looking at as well. Yeah, the other problem as well. We don't have a hotel in Montserrat. We need to have a sizable hotel in Montserrat so that more people can get work. We have already started discussions in the United Kingdom and elsewhere with persons who are willing to come and invest in at least a 120-room hotel right here in Montserrat. You know what that means? Work for your construction workers. Work for those who sell food to construction workers. Work for people who sell things otherwise to construction workers. Merchants are going to sell, the block manufacturers are going to sell, and things are going to start happening in this country to build this country again. We will build Montserrat again. We have the skills, we have the capability, and we have the connections to build this country. We don't need no governor to tell us what we can do and what we cannot do. The Constitution of this country gives the governor certain powers, and it gives the ministers certain other powers. The fact that now they have it as the FCDO does not give her any additional powers under the Constitution. We don't afraid nobody, and we will do what we have to do to get our country moving. Our friends from across the Caribbean, who have chosen to live amongst and with us and help us to develop this country. It is difficult to have heard of persons who have been here for 20 years and still have to go in for time, still have to get work permit. We're saying to you, after 2 to 3 years living and working in Montserrat, you will no longer have to go in for time nor need a work permit. You are one of us. When you go to the hospital, you pay the same as if you were a born Montserratian. You are one of us. If your children are going to school, they pay the same school fees or whatever it is that they charge as if you were a Montserratian born. There will be no distinction between where you came from as long as you have made Montserrat your home. There are many of you who want to build in Montserrat, but you can't get land because you're treated differently to the Montserratian. We want to treat everyone the same because this is your home, and we want you to remain with us and keep building this country. You have your children overseas and you're here working, or you have your significant other overseas and you're here working. Bring them. Bring them. As long as you're engaged in employment here, you can bring your family to live with you in Montserrat without restriction. There are many things that we can talk about. Many things. It's a Tuesday night. People need to get home and get to work. But I want to make you a promise. We have Bear. We have Arthur Brooks. We have Austin Howe, amongst others, who will make sure that the promises that we're making to you, that we will fulfill those promises. Yes. And you can get what's on your mind back on. And I have insisted amongst my colleagues that if they're talking about a particular subject, the minister with responsibility for that subject or the parliamentary secretary for that subject will come on what's on your mind to answer your questions. We're not hiding from anybody. And neither are we going to say, what you have on your mind, keep on your mind. We'll never tell you that. You must be free to speak openly when the same people who come on a platform and beg you for your votes, that you can't talk to them for 5 years. Additionally, ministers and parliamentary secretaries, 1 day per week will be given over to an open day. Wash your foot and come. You don't have to make any appointment. They have to see you and hear what you want to say to them. We're coming to you to ask you for your vote, and we want to include you in what the government does. So when we say to you, come in on a Friday or whatever day they choose, feel free to go in and say to them, you promised to do this and you have not done it. So get it done. Don't be afraid, not because they're ministers. Why is it that we're not here in jacket and tie? This is not a dress thing. It is not how you dress that cause you to perform. It is what you have up here, and it is what you can deliver. And we will deliver for the people of this country, and we will rebuild this country. We are going to rebuild this country. So on October the 24th, do not split your vote. It is not your responsibility to vote for any opposition. You vote for the government of your choosing. And which is the government of your choosing? United Alliance all the way. United Alliance all the way. So let me ask another question. You have a chicken farm, and you want someone to manage your chicken farm, but you have a brother or good friend who does not know anything about chicken farming, but because your brother or your good friend, you're going to give them the chicken farm to run? Absolutely not. So why, if you're running a country, that you don't look for the most competent team, but you want to say, oh, this person is a friend, this person do something for me, but they can't do the job? Do not vote for them. This is why Montserrat is in the position that it is in. This is why the country is in the position it is in. So my friends, my brothers and sisters, on October the 24th, vote United Alliance all the way. And those who want to challenge us, Jermaine, tell them go to the Attorney General and challenge, because we have lawyers on our team as well. We have competent and qualified lawyers on our team as well. So we can challenge anything and we can back ourselves. So my friends, can I ask my team or our team to please come to say goodnight to Cudjoe? Veronica, my neighbor who sings out the tune sometimes across the river. Sorry, that one slipped. I didn't want to say it. And Thomas, Dwayne Hixon, the Gulf Coast man, Jenzel Skerritt, the little shorty one. What's your name again? French Reed. Marjorie Thomas. Marjorie Smith, sorry. Marjorie.
Me not married to Anne yet.
Oh, you're not married to Anne yet. Okay. And John Patrick Osborne. Along with the two that are missing because of other things which they have to wrap up, Dr. Ingrid Buffonge and George Kirnon. Not Charles, George Kirnon. These are the 9 that you will be voting for on October 24th. So thank you very much. Good night. Have a safe journey home. And we will be back on the second round to talk with you again.
Hold the music, hold the music, hold the music. Remember, we are going to be in Salem Saturday. That's where the chief hails from. So Saturday, we'll be in Salem, 7 o'clock sharp. So come out in your numbers. Now, let's give the ball some more support before we go. I know some of you have to go to work, but let's give the balls a little more support, and then we could go home. Play the music, all 9, all the way. Thank you for coming, my people.
Who we voting for? United. Who we voting for? United. Who we voting for? United.
for.